And we're live and we're back.
Jeez.
We're here with our special guest.
Big up Ceecee. Yes.
Yes, Ceecee. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. And thank you for having me on this morning, guys.
Yeah, you look good, man.
Thank you. Had to make an effort for you, you know. It was too early this morning, but I had to.
Powers. So how's life, man?
Well, as you can imagine, life has been busy, very busy. Of course, starting the radio show, the station and everything. But just like everybody else, kind of had a time out before. So I had a lot of time to prepare and put some ideas together and come back bigger and better. So...
Sorry, Ceecee. We didn't introduce you properly.
Yeah,
people, this is Ceecee, yeah? Founder of Mots Live. Yeah, Mots stands for Music of the Soul. She used to run a live performance show called Music of the Soul, which was very popular. I met her through there. I know she met a lot of people through there. But she's a really I'm very privileged to know someone like Ceecee. You know? She's helped us along the way a lot.
Oh, thank
you
guys.
for starting this show as well and giving us the opportunity to be able to speak to people as well.
Yeah, man. And put control on the map.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you guys. You guys make it easy anyway. So having presenters like Powers for breakfast just makes everything, all the vision, everything that I had just come to reality. So thank you guys. And this is my first interview show as well. So,
ever.
Oh, wow.
Well, on my own station. So official one anyway.
Okay. Listen though, talk to the people, Ceecee. How did it all start, man? What made you start up the live shows for Music of the Soul?
Well,
what was the spark?
It was, the spark was just going to events because I'm an artist myself. So performing at events and feeling like I wasn't.
Artist? Yeah. Okay. What type of artist are you?
Well, not a painting artist, but you know.
What type of music artist are you? What type of music?
So I started off more doing grime music and hip hop, and then I kind of went into jazz and soul and also reggae. So I'd say I'm versatile. I'm a bit all round and everything, and also a little bit of like classical music as well, because I like to produce music myself as well, just as a hobby. I always found that classical music always came into that, so I started doing a bit of classical music as well. But yeah.
So can you hit them high notes?
Well, I taught myself to sing, so I try.
Okay.
I can try.
Are we going to hear some of them high notes?
Potentially, but maybe not. Now that I'm in the hot seat, I'm not too sure.
We're going to draw you out today. We're going to hear you sing.
But yeah, so I started Music of the Soul because I was out there singing at shows, and I just felt that I wasn't really getting the treatment that I feel like I deserved, and because of that, I feel that I just wanted to do something different. And
sorry, you said you wasn't getting the treatment you deserve. How were they treating you?
Well, I just feel like I would just remember a few shows. Like there was one show that I walked into the venue. It wasn't even my time to perform, and then out of nowhere, I've walked in, haven't even taken my coat off, and the girl's just like, "Oh, you're next," and I'm kind of like, "Well, this isn't the time," and
organized.
Nothing was organized, and I just kind of felt like a lot of shows were like that, and I like to believe like I'm quite an relatively organized person. So to see that was happening for me, I was like, no, I want to create a platform where I can do my better music, and also let other people have a good experience.
Yes,
and very important. So so I had a friend, and I used to perform in his venue a lot of the times, and he said to me,
shout him out.
I'll shout out the venue, the Finborough Arms, where it all began, and shout out everybody that was obviously involved there. But yeah, so luckily I was able to do an event for myself in the Finborough Arms venue.
That's Northwest, isn't it?
That's the venue you came to in Earls Court.
Oh, that's in Southwest.
Yeah, Southwest, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm about, man.
You are everywhere.
But I can vouch for Ceecee about the live performances, because I've performed at her show. And I'll tell you what, she's definitely in the top 3 of my shows that I've done. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, thank you.
In total, how I felt afterwards.
Yeah.
It's always how I feel afterwards, how I judge it by hindsight. And I
That's
felt
good
cool.
because we've been to a few shows. We can see the organisation levels ain't there.
Don't start calling guys out.
I can name a few.
Yeah, but yeah, I vouch for you. I vouch for Music of the Soul. Here I am today. You get me? Because Ali stand by things that are 30.
100%, 100.
Big up, Ceecee.
When did the shows actually start? How long has it been running for?
So we started, I started Music of the Soul in January 2017, and then we had our first show in February. I was only supposed to do one show. I was just supposed to have a few acts like I did. I performed, and then that was it. It was a free show. I just wanted to just do something really nice and special. And that was it really. And then the feedback I got from it afterwards was crazy. Like so many people coming up to me saying, when's there going to be another one? Even the band, when I took the band on originally, I was on a really tight budget, and they all said to me, this is nothing compared to what we get paid. This is basically a favor. Because I ended up calling through a few people that knew, like family members and things like that, just to kind of get it together. And they all had said to me that it was a favor. And you know, some of them 3-4 years later, they're still here because they just loved it so much. And
here we are still.
And exactly, there's so many people that's still here. So I just felt like I had to do another one. So I done another one, and then I done another one. And these times it was actually I was focused on artists. So I was going on Instagram, going to shows. I was so active, going to different shows, meeting different people. I felt it was very important for me to be very personal and to talk to people like face to face and let them get to know me, and just be the all round kind of person. Because sometimes when in any business, you have different people doing different jobs, which is ideal. I would have loved that to have happened. However, I had an advantage. So even though I was always kind of stressed and overwhelmed, good stress, but always kind of, you know, running on low energy and everything, for me, what kept my energy so high was knowing that I was the all-round person for everything. So no matter what that person knew me, that person was getting looked after. I was, basically for everything.
Pluggy.
I was, you know, if you want to say that.
When you was looking for your band, what qualities were you looking for?
Well, I was looking for band members that could play by ear, that could communicate well with each other. A lot of bands that I kind of met doing live shows along the way, and musicians that I'd met, and even being in a different type of band, growing up in a still band group, knowing that when you have a band, it's very important that you communicate. You need to communicate. It's the most important thing. And bands fall apart all the time because everybody wants to be the leader. Everybody wants to, you know, drive the band and everything. And you can never really find a balance. And within the band, you can never find a leader. So I felt like, because I was on the outside, I was kind of like the band leader, let's say. So I kept everybody motivated and everybody together, and I allowed everybody to be a musical director and direct the band individually. And there's not been one member I've ever put in the band that hasn't got along with the other band members, and they love each other. Even this whole year, we still have a group chat. We talk all the time. Some of them still do jam sessions online together. One of my guitarists, Titus, he's got a show as well on the radio station. So so we're all still close, we're all still good, and that was what was important for me, is more just the communication and just knowing that, you know, they're going to be able to work well together.
Jesus. So you should be called 100 Eyes.
I can definitely feel the vibe already. Although I haven't been to one of your shows, I think the live performance is something quite close to me. It always gives me chills when I see a live band and someone performing. So I'll definitely come to one in the future.
Look forward to that. I'm looking forward to being able to do them again and give people that experience and that feeling, because that's actually what kept me going, is doing it for people. The truth is, it wasn't the money, it wasn't the exposure, it wasn't even building a brand. Building the brand came as I was doing it. I realized I had a brand and I could build it, but initially doing it, it was for the love of music, for the love of people, and just to do something other than the everyday stress and everything. And during that time I stopped watching EastEnders, so you know.
I dumped that like 7 to 8, 9, 10 years ago, mate.
But that's what I'm saying. So, you know, all these things kind of got thrown out the window because I realized that I'm living in the real world, and only I can make it as real for myself as I'm going to. And that's what Music of the Soul done to me. It made me feel like I'm part of the world, you know.
I didn't hear you say you dumped Coronation Street though.
I never ever started watching Coronation Street.
I'm just confirming still.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about this Steel Pan band.
Okay.
And I was quite intrigued actually. How did that come about?
So my mum and my dad actually met in a steel band group called Glissando that's still going until now. They're based in Ladbroke Grove. So they started when they were 19.
Big up the elders.
Yeah, big up them people there. And I believe that my mum got into it because my grandfather also plays steel pan. So so she met my dad there and they played for years, and then obviously had my brother and me, and life got in there. But when I was about 11 years old, 10, 11, my mum started going back to steel pan and in a different group and started practicing with the band. And then when I was about 12, I joined as well. And it was it was a different experience. There's 100 to even more than that, up to 100 players, if not more, in a band. And we take part in the Notting Hill Carnival Panorama competition that happens a day before Carnival on Kensal Road in Ladbroke Grove. And it's a competition. There's about 9-10 different bands, and we practice every single week for about 2 months, and then in the last month in August we practice every single day. We drill. We start at 2 in the afternoon, we finish at 2 in the morning. We're just, it's crazy. There's different types of steel pans within the band. So you've got the cello, you've got the tenor, you've got the guitars, you've got the bass. So there's so many different types of pans, and I played the double tenor, there was only 4 of us in the whole band. We played all the tenor parts, which is all the lead parts, and while the tenors had a little break here and there, we continued with the backing and held up the backing instruments as well. So we were constantly, it was quite a privilege to play the pan, but it was a lot of hard work. We ended up, for the first few years I played with them, we came 8th and 9th. And then we got some really great arrangers in, and then all of a sudden we just skyrocketed, and we just started coming in second for a good couple of years. And I was there until I was about 17, and then I went on to do other things and do more things with my music.
Oh.
So yeah.
You studied music as well, didn't you?
Yes. So I done music technology. I feel like I lived in the college that I was at, because I just kept coming back for different courses and doing entry courses and things like that, because I just loved music all round. And we had an amazing music facility in our college, and that's where I was just able to really delve into loads of different elements of music for myself. And that's how I got into using Logic Pro, and because I started on Fruity Loops, downloaded it off LimeWire back in the day. That was what I did. I did. I know, isn't it?
Did you clear your cash?
I did buy my Logic though, so, and I still have it up till now. So, I performed in college. That's where I realized that I wanted to be a performer, and I just learned how to make different types of beats and everything. And then I was just having fun with music really at this time.
You started off with grime, right?
That's right.
You gonna drop us a 2 bar? My mind works like my 9 works.
I don't know if I have that in me anymore. But that's a lie actually, because when a grime tune comes on, I'm all going mad. But
bring Arm's house.
I'll bring Arm's house to your mom's house.
It is a different energy.
It is, yeah.
Well, that's the difference. Sorry, that's the difference between now and then, bro. Yeah. Then the energy, they were talking Greece, but it was still good energy. It's weird, but now you can actually feel what these youngers are talking about on the greasy thing, bro. Like, they really mean it.
Yeah, it's true.
Feel it. But let's get back to the subject. Boom.
But yeah, so grime music.
Yes. And you're a rapper. Oh, you rap?
I didn't know. You
gotta drop a 2 bar. Like. This is getting a bit ridiculous. But here, we're talking about music so much, and I ain't heard nothing yet. I want to hear some bars, though.
The thing is, anything that I do, especially in terms of rapping, really would be like something really old, like really old. When I mean like hitting like 10 years old and that.
But if it's good, doesn't matter.
Timeless, isn't it?
All right, cool. So this was initially a freestyle.
Oh shit! For real?
I am feeling a little bit nervous, but
yo, big up Cee Cee. Yo, let's go.
So yeah, this was just something that I kind of messed around with in my friend's studio. It was just a little freestyle, and then it just became, I guess, a little tune. But yeah, okay. So this is called Swagger Splashing.
Swagger Splashing, yo.
Okay. I'm a leader. Roll with no dons, no divas. I roll with my sneakers. Follow me and I teach you the wavy swag that I have now. Here's a fact. Hellied out from the clothes on my back to the purse in my hand. G-stars, baggy low, black forces on show. Back account bringing in dough. Whilst I smoke the highest crow. B-bricks where I grow. West 12 where I grow. B-bricks stand tall cause the hood is holding it up and we ain't gonna let it fall. We make the rules, we break them fools. Catch me standing by the burgundy walls with a crown in my hand, cause I ain't her for show, I swag with a frown. But I'm here for my town, West London. Hear that sound, it's much and done's gone home from their round. It's time to sleep, but it's like a safe we keep. We're on point like Nink's car. Real G's don't sleep. We keep the money off the mind and in the pocket. Cause time ticks and every second is a profit. Are you on it? I am a fan of what I do on the streets. Are you swagger splashing like me while you're stacking? And Westfield's a skip away. G-Star, they know my name. Henley's the DJ play whilst I spectate, and I don't leave without a purchase today or any day in the hood.
Okay.
It's where we be swagger splashing only if you could. But the swagger be slacking only if you could, yeah. Do it like you should, yeah. Only if you could, yeah. Do it like you should, only if you could, yeah.
Big up. So the girl's on smoke, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry for the stumbles. I genuinely haven't done that in so long.
Nah, this my fault. I drew you out, but well done. Yeah, well done.
Thank
We
you.
need to hear some more music though, man. Have you got music lined up, or what's going on with that?
So I've been working. There's like, you know, when you're a bedroom artist, that's me. I did obviously do the shows and perform and everything, but I've kind of dipped in and out of who I want to be, what I want to do, because the truth is that I don't know if I want to be an artist. I love music. I love writing music, but I've had director BH in my business for 4 years now. He's the one that films all the videos and everything. And if I was going to do a music video, I would do it with somebody like director BH because he's such an amazing videographer. And he's been very present, could have done it so many times. So I feel like for me, and there was access to multiple studios, I feel like to me, is that actually what you really want to do? Or is it that you are afraid to actually put yourself out there? Because that is a big stigma as well for artists, is that it's like, how will people perceive my music? So there's some artists out there that sit on stacks and stacks of music and they don't actually go out and perform and release their songs because they're worried. Is people gonna hear what I hear, or people gonna feel what I exactly? Yeah. And it's more time the artists that are just amazing, that are sitting on stuff.
In life, you gotta take the leap of faith, though.
You have to, of course, definitely. So, well, with me, there's a few projects that I've worked on. Like I've got a series of songs that I wanted to put on an EP called Falling. I've got a set of songs that I wanted to put on an EP called Jennifer, and then I have now a new set of songs that I'm working on that I would like to put on an EP called Change. So there's different, you go through different stages, and it's kind of like things come and go, and it's kind of like, does that still relate to me now? Is that what's happening now? But when you look back at all the music, it's still good music and everything is coming back out again. So there's a possibility I might kind of go back and work on Falling, which is all just about falling in love, to be honest, and being heartbroken. And then Jennifer is an EP so far that's got 5 songs. That's all girls' names, and it's all about different situations that women go through. Okay. But not in a way like, oh, what women go through, but more like Jennifer, the main song, the EP name, is actually about a girl that cuts up drugs and works in a trap house for a guy and risks her whole life basically for a guy, and she's sitting in a prison cell after all of that and doing the most, and he's out there doing whatever, and she's
real life situations
basically. Yeah, not no soppy this that, just how we're there for our kings, and sometimes it's not reciprocated. So that's what that's about. And now Change is just about like being in a relationship and not actually having any movement in the relationship and just needing a change. But yeah, so that's what that's about. But when it's going to be released, what's going to happen with it, I have to keep you posted.
But you're busy like helping other people at the moment.
Exactly.
So you're not sitting idle at the moment.
Yeah, but don't forget about yourself.
As you've said to me a couple of times.
Very important, man. Very important.
Yeah.
It's all good putting time for everyone, but none for yourself.
I hear that. Well, if there are artists listening as well, I'm very interested in working with artists, writing wise. I'd love to hear a lot of my songs sang by other people, and
say that. Would you like?
I would love that.
Do that.
I would love that. And what I do as well is when I write music, especially if I'm writing for somebody, I listen to their music. I basically, sounds a bit, but I go into that person, and I pretend that I'm them, and out of nowhere, vocals and different ranges of my voice come into play where it's their style.
You cater for them, sort of.
Exactly, yeah. And that's what I actually really enjoy doing. I feel like it's a challenge. It excites me. It makes it actually easier to write because I'm not there trying to think and figure everything out myself. I'm actually got a canvas to work with, and I'm just painting after that, So I guess I am an artist.
I want to know a bit about your background. Cee. Where are you from?
Oh, okay. Well, both my parents were born here. But my mum is originally from Grenada and St. Lucia. Her parents have mixes of Indian, Portuguese and French. So it's a bit, you know how we are in the Caribbean, and it's all a bit mixed, And then my dad's from Barbados.
Bajans are directly linked to my country.
Is that right?
Yeah, man. They say most Bajans are from Sierra Leone.
Well, I can see that because if I'm being honest, I feel like Sierra Leone, a lot of like people from there actually do look a lot like kind of like my family, to be fair. We could be cousins,
I don't know.
We could actually be cousins. So that's my background. I was born here, and
where did you grow up?
I grew up in West London.
Yeah, Westerner.
Yeah, I grew up in West London in Shepherd's Bush, White City Estate to be precise.
Okay. Big up the White City Estate massive. You're locked in right now. You get me? We got a future star here. You get me? Everybody saying, I once knew her.
Yeah, once. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. I'm full of people, So, but yeah, so that's just a bit about my background, really. And I reverted recently in the last 2 years to Islam.
Okay, why? What made you revert?
Well, there was different influences around me for quite some time, and when I was about 21, 22, I watched a few documentaries that just opened my eyes a bit more to Black history, and I kind of just came to an understanding for myself that Islam was the original faith that was taken from Black people. That's just my outlook on it because of my research, and I just wanted to kind of get back to my roots, what I believed is my roots, and that's where Islam came into it. And
your parents?
My parents Muslim?
Muslims?
No. So
what was the household?
Well, we
household?
We were all born into Catholicism, but we grew up in an evangelical church, so Christianity. Okay. So we didn't go to, even though I went to a Catholic school, but I was like probably like one out of like a few girls that hadn't had like their Holy Communion, confirmations, all these things. I didn't do all of those things because we didn't go to a Catholic church. Okay. But like for family events, christenings, these kind of things, we were all there in those Catholic churches. But I grew up in an evangelical church, and I feel like I had an advantage because I never ever went to a Sunday school, know how a Sunday school going to a Catholic Sunday school was. But I do know that in my church, it was like in our Sunday school, they taught us like the books of the Bible. They taught us about the prophets, and we learned so much from young. I knew so much about the Bible, and maybe not the political side, but all the stories and everything like that. And it's quite interesting because obviously now coming into Islam, all of those stories and everything that I learned is exactly the same as it is in the Bible, as it is in the Quran. And it just makes me feel at home, if that makes sense. It makes me feel like no matter what, the religion is all, somewhat the same. It's just unfortunately been broken into, different segments, but it's actually all the same. And I just feel like I'm growing. So I feel like God gave me that opportunity to learn what I did when I was young, and then now grow with it, and then now be able to delve into a different realm of my religion and actually learn about the relationship that I need to have in God in order for me to go to heaven.
I believe all religions are right.
Yeah.
I think it's just man manipulates it to
I agree.
own thing. I like the Muslim religion when they got you got to take your shoes off before you walk into a mosque, because you get me, that's real connection with the Most High.
Yeah.
Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. You wash your arm, leg. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's all
Yes.
just in clockwork. So I believe all religion is right. It's just man messed it up, man.
Yeah, that's true. I believe the same as well. I believe the same.
So you are a woman of God, yeah?
Yes.
God-fearing.
Yes, I definitely God-fearing.
Any hobbies and interests? What do you do in your spare time? Apart from work. I'm running after people.
So we can get into that actually, because it's like sort of the stresses of trying to run your media enterprise, and obviously building.
I like that word you use, because that's exactly the word. Yeah.
So for me, you're actually doing a lot of things that have been in my mind to do, but I've never had the sort of direction or someone that can teach me them ways. I'm not saying that you have, but you could teach other people. So what's the sort of general things you go through, and maybe the stresses of starting something like that?
The thing is that the most important thing you have to always remember when building anything is the client and the people, because that's your most important thing. If you lose focus on that and you start thinking that making everything look pretty and working hard to get this marketing or this done and you know, have this on point, that's the most important things. You're going to lose the whole business. Your core thing is your customer, is your client, is your presenters in this case. So for me, I would say that I pull full focus on how I'm going to be able to deliver a service that is going to be good enough for you guys, in order for you to feel happy and you know, be able to work to the best of your ability. And then once that's kind of, you know, looked after, then everything else comes into play. So to be honest, especially when you're trying to do something pretty much solely, a lot of things that are the most important things to keep the things running do get kind of pushed to the back, because like I said, you guys are the most important thing. So it is hard trying to juggle that kind of balance to make sure that the business is running, is fully functioning in the background, but at the same time the client and the customer is really, really happy. So the stresses between the two, you know, they do come into play a lot, but at the same time I've got you guys, like seriously, you guys are like, you know, all of you guys on the radio station, you guys just elevate me and make me feel good. And every single day I come in and we have really positive talks, and it actually helps me and pushes me to do the next thing and everything. So to be honest, I'm kind of tongue twisted with it, because there's so many different elements of, you know, building your own business and keeping on top and stuff like that, it can get a bit overwhelming and you know, but
see, with the live shows then, how long did you sort of give yourself? So you had the idea of, I'm going to do a live show. How long would you give yourself to get everything ready?
I was just constantly working on it, to be fair.
So would you like go to a venue, book it and say in 2 months time? Or
so I'd always book ahead.
Time to prepare.
Yeah, to be honest, I used to book like 3-4 dates ahead of time, because I felt like if I always had something to work towards, I would just keep going. There's no like kind of stopping. So I just kept going every month, and with the shows, putting the shows together, it was literally while one was about to happen, I'm working on the next one already. You know, obviously I'm getting it, because as soon as that show finishes, then I'm coming in sharp with the next event basically. And I just had to keep that going really. And to be honest, in 2018, I started a new show, because in the beginning it was only band shows. So I only had Music of the Soul was only live band shows, but I had so much interest and there were so many people DMing me and wanting to come on the platform. It got so hard for me to be able to put everybody on, because with the band shows we used to rehearse. So I'd, you know, obviously that was a different part to it. We'd have to all come out and rehearse and everything like that, and I'd only have 5 or 6 people to allow everybody to have a really good like stage time basically. So for me,
There's a lot more pre-planning than the
100%. The normal shows,
and it's an open mic, and
that's different. That's so different. There's so many elements to it, because then even afterwards you got the drop box, and luckily I had Andre in my band, which is also my godbrother. He's the keyboardist, and he's blind. Okay. And he's just the sickest guy, because not only can he play an instrument really, really well, like more than really, really well, he's just amazing. He also used to record the rehearsals, cut them up, name them, put them all into the individual Dropbox folders for all the artists.
Oh, hold up. Did I hear he was blind? Yes. So, he's the man.
He is the man, when I tell you.
Real powers there.
There is real superpowers, Lou. Superpowers, this guy, I'm telling you.
Sensei.
So, so that... obviously doing all of that as well, and making sure that everybody's communicating and learning the music, and then coming in for early sound checks, trying to manage a band, trying to have them just all there at the same time, and all these kind of stresses that come into play, and just not having to think twice about things. If someone's stranded, just getting them in an Uber and getting them there, and just really thinking on my toes.
Even putting the band side and the band bit to the side, organizing people alone is difficult.
It is.
So a band with equipment, and I don't know, everyone got their own little...
It's a whole nother thing, and you've got to put tech specs together for the engineer. They need to know what's happening, when it's happening, when the band's coming on, when there's going to be one instrument, when this mic's going to get used, when it's not, how many artists, all of these kind of things. So it's not as straightforward as it looks, definitely not. That's why I wanted to start Music of the Soul, because you'd go to shows and it would be poorly organized. The sound wouldn't be good. The communication with the sound engineer wouldn't be there. Everything is just a mess. The host is on the stage. They might not even have something to refer to read. They're just,
Can I add to that?
Of course.
We can't just kill off the platforms as well. It is half the artists as well. I've noticed a lot of artists are not really on job.
They're not.
So when the artists get mad at the event organisers, but really they're not deep in it sometimes themselves.
Yeah.
They're not sending their stuff on time.
Yeah.
They're not turning up on
100%.
They're not reposting and marketing themselves correctly.
Yeah.
So it's not always the shows.
It's not. You are right. You're 100% right. It is sometimes down to the artist. A lot of the time. I'm glad you did actually say that, because a lot of struggles did come from last minute stuff and things like that. And then I would always threaten that if you don't, not threaten, but if you don't send me this music by this time, you won't be performing. But then me being me, and me trying to keep authenticity and keep my name in good mouth and everything, in the end, if it comes through, I just make it work. I pattern it, I sort it. Some people turn up on the day and say, I want to change my whole set, and I'm looking at them like, right, okay. The thing is it can't work. However, the way that I build my brand is I built it on every single problem, every single thing that's about to happen. I'm going to make a solution for it straight away. I'm going to make sure that person goes on the stage and performs in their happiest state of mind. So for me, I know it sounds like I should have been more strict. Maybe that's why Music of the Soul was so widely loved, because I only tried to, even though I would go to the computer to load up the song, and in my head I'm thinking, frack, what a bloody this. But at the same time, I would just do it, because I'm just like, do you know what, they're going to go on now, they're going to feel good, and I'm just going to have a good show. And that was always the case, you know what I mean? And I like to believe that I don't think that I've ever had any problems. I've never had a problem at the event, never ever had any fighting, any disruption, nothing like that. And I've never had anybody walk away and talk badly about me. But I have had rival events that's speaking badly about me, and felt in a way in terms of what I was doing and things like that, which is sad, because I would love to collab.
Write their names down.
I would prefer to collab. Do you know what I mean? I prefer to do something like get all the events together, take 2 years, get some jurisdiction to go in Hyde Park and do a big event. That's how my mind works, but not everybody's mind works like that.
That's how my mind works, but then you realise that they see you as a threat.
But this is it.
So they're not trying to collab with you.
Well, then that's fine, because at the end of the day, with that attitude and with that mentality, you're only going to go so far. 100%, so, 100%. And I can't be bothered with that. I can't allow that to kind of drag me down into what I'm doing. So I just kept 100 and just kept going, and I never let anything really stop me or faze me. But every show was just as much stress, and just more stress than the next one. And But yeah, I enjoyed every minute of it, and I look forward to going back to it and being able to do the shows again.
And the growth as well for you in your confidence.
Yeah.
Because you had the confidence to start a radio show from that.
Yeah, basically.
So from you doing one show to you having your own radio show, like,
look how far you've come. Yeah,
the climax has been great. That's how
Thank
you got to look
you.
at it, you know. Like, you know, you got every day today stresses, but you got to look at it in 90 days.
Yeah.
Where was I 90 days ago? Where was I 6 months ago? Where was I a year ago? Where was I 5 years ago?
Yeah.
From what you said in this interview, the climb has been good to you, man.
Yes.
The climb has been good to you.
It has. It definitely has. I think also it comes from, not going to obviously delve into stuff, but, you know, when you've gone through struggles and things in life, it molds you in a different kind of way. And
Tell me about it.
it makes you see things that, you wouldn't, I don't know if you never see, because I've only seen through my eyes that I have.
But that's life though, isn't it?
This is life.
We're here to learn.
This is it, literally. And it's kind
no
of,
pain, no growth.
this is it. And every single day that I don't have pain, I know that it's because I'm not doing something right.
Oh, well done.
So when I know I've got that pain, I've got that struggle, it's like, right, okay, it's it's that energy's there.
It's looking at a point of view as well that everything is a lesson.
It
And when you
is.
stop thinking that things are happening to me, why is this happening to me? You think, why is it happening for me? Or is this happening
Exactly.
for me?
Yeah.
And
I agree.
And the Most High will give the strongest battles
To
the
his
battles to his
strongest soldiers.
Yeah, man.
There
And
you
that's how
go.
it is.
It is.
People, there's some things that I've been through. I know that would have broke a lot of people.
Yeah,
150%.
Yeah.
But it's made me stronger.
it has.
And you're right. Like, what's the wise words of DMX? To live is to suffer.
Yeah, it's true.
And
It
that
is- it
if you're not
is
suffering,
true.
You're not living now. You might as well be dead. Do you know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
say you're stress free when you're dead.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. So stress is good.
Stress is good, and it keeps me motivated. So, and I just keep going. Sometimes I forget myself and I get lost in that, but everything around me, I can touch, I can smell, I can taste, I can see it. So how can I not be grounded in those kind of feelings? I come back. It's like I leave for a second, but then I'm grounded straight away again, and I'm like, right, I'm active, I'm here. There's no time to sleep, like you said. In one of your tunes, I think it is that you say you sleep when you die. Or no, you didn't say that. You're saying like you're awake now.
I can't rest.
I think so, yeah.
Been asleep too long.
Yeah, there you go. You've been asleep too long. This is exactly that. It's that, like, there's no time right now for rest. And not to say don't sleep. It's just wake up. Allow your morning to have a relationship with your morning when you wake up. Build a relationship with your routine, with what you do. Start your day off right. Do you know what I mean? And then everything else will follow.
Yeah.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
So big up.
Yeah, no, big yourself up for that, man.
Thank you.
It's an incredible journey to hear about, but we need to hook up some live sessions, man. I'm
100%.
interested in that big time. Some events, some summer events, maybe outside or something. That'll be sick.
Yeah, that would be sick. So, Lou, obviously you're working on something at the moment, a project.
The studio,
yeah, so that actually interests me a lot, because that's something that I don't know what your plan is with that, but that is something that I would definitely like to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Not now, off
no,
air,
we'll get into that. Yeah.
because that could be something that we could collab on as well, in terms of artists coming through from Music of the Soul and using your studio and these kind of things. So, yeah, 100%. So that's just another element of, what we could do.
Yeah. No, that's sick, man.
Yeah.
Definitely up for collabing on that. But yeah, no, thanks for that. That's been a sick and informational interview right there. Hopefully someone's learnt something today from the stresses and building yourself up and building your empire. It does take a while. There's no overnight successes over here.
No.
And yeah, just you're gonna go through some hurdles, but you got to go through that to grow.
Of course, definitely, 100%.
Where do you see Music of the Soul in 5 years?
Well, I see myself having a music, media and film enterprise, as to say. And what that will consist of is having a bigger location and being able to have in-house studios, have classes for vocal coaching, vocal projection, stage presence, learning how to play musical instruments, learning how to produce, obviously having different radio stations as well. Not just Music of the Soul radio station, but even building other radio stations up underneath kind of Music of the Soul, and preferably even have like hosts like yourself building your own radio station and helping you build that, and then build your own team up as well, but all kind of coming underneath the Mots Live umbrella, but with a whole different name and a whole different design depending on you. And just live performances, of course. And then also having the elements of film in there. I'm starting the podcast room that I'll be renting out. I'm looking to launch it next week.
Okay.
So
it looks sick in there as well.
Oh, thank you. It's going to look even well. Thank you, more amazing very soon. I should have actually come to you. I think I did mention it to you. I couldn't find stands that go into the wall for the mics.
Okay.
So
come down sort of thing.
Yeah, to screw in like these or something. These ones, but to go into the wall and come out, but they don't actually exist. So I've done a bit of DIY. I had to we ordered some mounts and stuff. So gonna have these stands come in and test it and see what we can do. So I'll let you know my handiwork with that. So you could critique it.
It's all learning though, isn't it?
Learning
how to do it.
Of course, yeah. So that's the plan, and much more as well with film, having film in there as well, because I've always enjoyed, I've done drama in school and things like that. I've always liked the idea of putting together my own scripts for shorts and films and series, and
Sick. I just pictured this mental picture. I just had of like music film. Do you know what I mean? That sort of like
that as well. That's a whole nother realm that I've thought of as well. All of these kind of like telling a story in music, like in rap and in like singing and all these kind of things. But yeah, so there's lots of things. I've just given away all my goodies.
Yeah. Easter eggs. You write music for other artists, don't you?
Yes and no. So I used to write music and work with a few people as well, and I used to do things in the creative industry as well. I don't really want to touch on that too much, but I used to do that kind of writing for people. But now I write music with the idea of people in mind when I write, but I haven't actually sold any music to anyone or actually worked properly with anyone in terms of that. But I would love to. I would love to work with anyone and actually write music for artists.
Collab.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I wrote a little song last night, so if you want I can
you want to show us something, yeah?
I can do that for you after a 1 minute break.
No worries.
If you want, but that's just like a verse and a hook, and
Oh, wait, I want to hear that. By the way, people, I'm nodding my head like the Churchill dog right now.
Okay. So yeah, are we ready to get into it?
Yeah, so I was originally gonna sing a little song that I was dabbling with yesterday, but I'm a little bit nervous about it because
it's new things, isn't it?
It's a new song.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna sing it for the boys off air, so they
yeah.
get that exclusive. But this song I've just recently written as well. It's for the Change EP that is probably going to be a myth just like the other two, but it's to go towards, well, if 100 Eyes has anything to do with it, it won't be a myth, but
trust me, that stuff. Execute enough.
So
this I don't know if I have a song name for it. I think originally, I'm not too sure, but we can just go when you're
we'll listen to it and see if we can give you something at the end.
Sounds good.
But let's get into this now.
Don't worry, baby.
Jeez. Music of the soul.
I don't think that things can change. Doesn't mean I want it this way. I want all the things said when you made love to me. Can't wait till it's October to turn the clock back and start over. Take my hand, let's move together. It's now or never. I'm scared, you're scared, but we just wet the bed and don't talk about it. You laugh, so I laugh. We forget. That's why we disconnect after an argument, because we choose to forget. Now we live in regret. That's why we disconnect after an argument, because we choose to forget. Now we live in regret. What could I have done different? What could you have done better? Things can't change, but we can work towards the same things. I can't be mad at all. You told me you needed time. I guess I needed more. This is my fault. I know what I gotta do to make this relationship work. I wanna be by your side, holding you upright, never but your disguise, because it's between you and I. All a part of the lies, but only one meets the eye. Love is for you and I. Love is for you and I. Love is for you and I. Love is for you and I.
Tell him.
Thank you.
Mod.
Jesus. Hey.
I need to get back on the
Boss
stage
lady,
because I was
yeah.
super nervous, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Flex those vocals.
Trust me.
Thank you.
Well, another one.
Yeah.
Did someone say another one?
We played the Sahara one. I don't know if you
Jeez,
can get to that. So
okay.
this is the song that I wrote last night. I think I'm a bit more warmer
Loosened
now.
you up a bit now,
So
yeah.
So I'm singing this off a piece of paper. So I'll do the best. It's just a little verse and hook. So this is also for the Change EP as well.
Let's go.
Is that the highest for this one? It's funny how things change, 'cause I never thought that I'll still be in the same place. After all the time it took to change, you still remain the same. And I don't know what to do, because I'm so in love with the thought of you. Without you, what do I do? Who was I? Who was I before I met you? Did I laugh? Did I cry? Or do you bring the light in my dark sky? Who am I? Everything that I wanted to be. Everything you said you wanted from me. It's never enough, and you're not enough. It's time I got tough and change up, but you don't know how to love. And God knows how much I need to be loved. It's funny how things change, 'cause I never thought I'd be the same place. After all the time it took to change, you remain the same. And I don't know what to do, because I'm so in love with the thought of you. Without you, what do I do? My eyes are red, they be burning. You keep saying that you change, but you just remain the same. My ears, they be burning, they be burning, they be my ears are red, they be burning. You keep saying that you're gonna change, but you remain the same. My ears are burning, they be burning, ay.
Jeez, a boss lady, you know. Cee.
Sorry for the little hiccups there.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so I just started writing that last night. So I will get down to it, and it probably will be completely different the next time you hear it. But
I love the flows on that one.
Thank you.
I love the energy in the voice as well, passion in it as well. That second one was definitely the sealer for me.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So
We need to hear that come out.
it will, and it will be recorded in Lou Studio. So
Okay. Yeah, it's fine by me.
so I'll wait for that.
Yeah, sick.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for performing for us today.
Blessings.
Yeah, and thanks for our interview today as well.
Thank you guys for having me.
It was a pleasure. We are honoured.
And I love seeing you guys every week. You always brighten up my Sunday morning. And a lot of the other hosts say so as well. So that's something. When I ask the hosts what shows they listen to, a lot of them say this show, Powers for Breakfast.
Powers for breakfast.
Yo, big up the Mots family.
Yeah.
Oh, you're mad. Well, listen. We got one more thing.
Oh, yes. Oh,
yes.
We got some goodies. We got some goodies out here. Ceecee, we'd like to present to you a Powers t-shirt.
Powers.
Wear it.
Powers.
Take care of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Wash it on 30 degrees, no hotter.
I wash all my clothes on 40, to be fair.
Well, this is 30.
Might have to hand wash this one then.
Yo,
Oh, thanks, guys.
that's a little present from us.
I think I might put this on now, mate. Are you
Yeah.
Do you see the powers
Yeah,
there?
the powers are there, man.
Gotta take some pictures now.
You have to set that timer, innit?
Yeah. Sick.
Yes, that's for you.
Lovely.
Enjoy that.
Nice and small.
Wear it. Tag us, please.
I will
Yes.
tag you, of course. What else was I going to say? I was going to say something. Yeah, obviously, you guys know what 100 Eyes and Local Lou does and everything. But just make sure as well, when you're thinking of your branding and you're thinking of your merchandise, that you're coming to SW Graphics.
SW Custom Prints.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So just
man.
make
Big them
sure-
up, man. Big them up.
Yeah, big up you guys as well. Make sure you guys are following Powers for Breakfast all day, every day.
Love.
Follow 100 Eyes. And make sure you're following Local Lou as well.
Yes, love that. Love
So I
that.
was just putting on my t-shirt. Couldn't wait.
Jeez, looks good, man.
Thank
looks
you.
good.
Thank you.
But yeah, we're going to end this one with the proverb of the week. Yeah, so the proverb of the week this week is: the ruin of a nation begins in the homes of its people.
Powers.
I'll
What do you
leave
know
that
about
one
that?
to you.
Trust me.
Big spliff for that, whoa. So you know what man's lean. Lean up. Blood, I'd rather die before I let him hit me with a vaccine. Never that. Mandatory for everybody, you know what that mean? What that mean? Best be ready to die if you wanna be free. Big spliff for that, whoa. So you know what man's lean up. Keep ties to the mob. Stay on job for the peace. MOB, why would I run? If I got my machine, when I got that, best be ready to die if you wanna be free.
Young dogs jumping out the van like Scrappy and put 6 nines to your face like Takashi. I was in N with dubs like Dappy, getting trappy in the tracky, make a hot cat, take the day off and turn cappy. Squaring with a baddie with a fatty puffing Cali. Yeah, actually a patty, the chatty on the lappy. I was aggy in the nappy. I went from snatching bags with Danny to waiting in the alley with a bally and a strally. Ain't here to dilly dally. Tell Sally, give me the loot and keep the fanny. I smoke wacky backy to keep from going scatty. I'm from where they pull up on Ducatis and get clappy. I ain't got no fire in the booth for no Grammys. No hardest bars or songs with champagne pappy. So I get love from the yardies and the ackies, Marlies and the paddies. If you trill, holler at me.
Big spliff for that, whoa. So you know what man's lean up. Blood, I'd rather die before I let him hit me with a vaccine. Never that. Mandatory for everybody, you know what that mean? What that mean? Best be ready to die if you wanna be free. Big spliff for that, whoa. So you know what man's lean up.
Keep ties to the mob. Stay on job for the peace. MOB, why would I run? If I got my machine, when I got that,
Best be ready to die if you wanna be free. Oi, they're closing in. Look. They poison the water and sky. Now they're hunting my brethren with needles. Best be ready to die just to protect your people. They're coming with all type of evils. So right now knowledge is vital. Cause if you can't see the rival, you must be living with your thumbs in your eyeballs. I push weed in a big spliff and I burn mine eye tool. Pure. I need all that ganja, cause they tryna test my gangster. They been tryna take my life and now they wanna vax my youth. I soon load up with the gang and go crazy like Splacker Cuckoo. Big split for that, whoa. So you know what man's lean up. Blood I'd rather die before I let him hit me with a vaccine. Never that. Mandatory for everybody, you know what that mean? What that mean? Best be ready to die if you wanna be free. Big split for that, whoa. So you know what man's lean up. Keep ties to the mob. Stay on job for the peace. MOB, why would I run? If I got my machine, when I got that. Best be ready to die if you wanna be free.
The lifestyle black, but they fear that fact. Black music black, skin tone black. The lifestyle black, but they fear that fact. Look, Black Air Force, lifestyle active since day man evil. As they think, little did they know man a king greatness. I come from warriors, I know my past class. The power of the tribal heart. They wanna take the energy, believe I'm blind. I got grind in my mind, harder. Lower minority, they can't defeat me. All I know is labor, I can't let work. I'm a novel lost soul in the wild west. The music black, skin tone black, the lifestyle black, but they fear that fact. Black music black, skin tone black, the lifestyle black, but they fear that fact. Black. I am fed up, they treat me like I'm nobody. Tomorrow if I'm dead up, they say I'm in a gang. Pain when I step through, they will never comfy. But the power of the heart, it a bless them. Realize you're my brother, fuck a skin tone. Coming from the heart, bro, listen to the black tone. I got grind in my mind, harder. Lower minority, they can't defeat me. All I know is labor, I can't let work. I'm a novel lost soul in the wild west. The music black, skin tone black, the lifestyle black, but they fear that fact. Music black, skin tone black, the lifestyle black, but they fear that fact. The music black, skin tone black, the lifestyle black, but they fear that fact. Black music black, skin tone black, the lifestyle black, but they fear that fact. Black.
Mom told me, son, be careful. I asked the wife. She said they fear my royalty. Huh? It's a wild west world out here.